Far away from cities, far away from machines, and far away from everything we call modern civilization, there exists another world. A world that does not wait for human technology. A world that does not rely on warning systems or predictions. A world that has been listening to the Earth long before humans learned how to measure it. And in this world, some living creatures seem to sense something invisible, something subtle, something that comes before destruction. Earthquakes. Long before the ground shakes violently, before buildings collapse, before human instruments detect the first major wave, there are countless reports from around the world of animals behaving strangely, as if they know something is coming. As if the Earth has already whispered its warning, and they are the only ones who heard it. At first, humans thought these stories were superstition. Old legends passed down through generations. Dogs barking at nothing. Birds abandoning nests. Snakes leaving their burrows. Fish suddenly swimming in chaotic patterns. But when similar stories appeared in different countries, across different cultures, separated by thousands of kilometers, the pattern became difficult to ignore. Too consistent to be coincidence. Too repeated to be random. And so a question emerged that still fascinates scientists today. Can animals detect earthquakes before humans can? To understand this mystery, we must first understand what an earthquake really is. Deep beneath the surface of the Earth, enormous tectonic plates are constantly moving. Slowly. Silently. Most of the time, this movement is harmless, invisible to us. But when stress builds up along fault lines, pressure begins to accumulate. Rock layers bend, tension increases, energy becomes trapped. And when that pressure finally exceeds the strength of the rock, it is released suddenly. That release travels as seismic waves, powerful enough to shake entire cities, powerful enough to reshape landscapes in seconds. Humans detect these waves only after they begin. But what if something happens before that moment? Something too small for our instruments, something too subtle for our senses, but not too subtle for animals? One of the most commonly reported animals linked to earthquake sensitivity is the dog. Across the world, dogs have been observed acting strangely before major earthquakes. Restlessness without cause, sudden barking, hiding behavior, refusal to enter buildings, attempts to escape hours before the shaking begins. Dogs possess extremely sensitive hearing. They can detect low-frequency vibrations far beyond human capability. It is possible they sense micro-vibrations in the ground, tiny seismic signals that occur before a major rupture. Or they may detect changes in air pressure caused by underground stress, or even electrical changes in the environment. But even with all these explanations, something remains unresolved. Because in many cases, dogs react before any measurable seismic activity is recorded, as if they are responding to something even earlier than science can detect. And this is where the mystery deepens. We move to another unexpected creature: snakes. In several earthquake-prone regions, reports have repeatedly described snakes emerging from underground burrows days before major earthquakes, even during cold seasons when they should remain inactive. Even in stable environments where they would normally stay hidden, they leave their shelters. They move toward the surface, sometimes in large numbers, as if the ground beneath them has become unsafe long before humans notice anything unusual. Scientists have proposed several explanations. Snakes are extremely sensitive to vibrations in the ground. They may detect very low-frequency seismic waves traveling through soil and rock. Or they may sense subtle changes in temperature or gas release underground caused by tectonic pressure. But no single explanation fully accounts for all observations. And so, the mystery continues. We then turn to the world of water. Fish. Before several major earthquakes, unusual fish behavior has been recorded in rivers, lakes, and oceans. Fish swimming rapidly to the surface, gathering in dense groups, moving in chaotic, uncoordinated patterns. Water is an excellent medium for transmitting vibrations. Even small disturbances in the Earth's crust beneath bodies of water can travel efficiently through it. This may allow aquatic life to detect early signals of tectonic movement.
But again, the pattern is not consistent everywhere. Some earthquakes show no noticeable animal reaction in water at all, which raises an important question. Is this a true detection system or something more complex? Birds also enter this mystery. In multiple documented cases, birds have been observed abandoning nesting areas before earthquakes occur, flying away in unusual directions, leaving at times that do not match their normal behavior patterns. Birds are highly sensitive to atmospheric pressure and environmental change. Subtle shifts in air density can occur before seismic events, and birds may be reacting to those early atmospheric disturbances. But once again, no explanation fully covers every case. And so we are left with fragments of understanding, pieces of a larger puzzle that is still incomplete. So what exactly are these animals sensing? There are several leading scientific theories. The first is microseismic vibration. Before a major earthquake, tiny tremors may occur that are too weak for humans and some instruments to detect. But animals with heightened sensitivity may perceive them immediately. The second is electromagnetic changes. Stress in the Earth's crust can generate weak electrical or magnetic disturbances. Some animals may be sensitive to these shifts in the environment. The third is chemical changes. Pressure beneath the ground can release gases, such as radon, before an earthquake occurs. Animals underground or near the surface might detect these changes in smell or air composition. Each theory explains part of the phenomenon, but none explain everything. And this is what makes the mystery so compelling. Because the Earth is not silent. It is constantly moving, constantly shifting, constantly releasing signals too subtle for human awareness. And animals live much closer to those signals. They feel the ground directly. They sense vibrations through their bodies. They respond to changes in ways that are immediate and instinctive, not through logic, not through prediction, but through evolution. And so, before the earthquake begins, the world of animals changes first. A dog becomes restless in a quiet room. A snake leaves its underground shelter. Birds take flight without clear reason. Fish move in disturbed patterns beneath calm water. And all of this happens before humans feel anything at all. Before alarms activate. Before instruments confirm movement. Before the Earth finally breaks its silence. And perhaps the most important realization is this. Animals are not predicting the future. They are not aware of earthquakes in the way humans imagine prediction. They are simply closer to the source, closer to the ground, closer to the signals, closer to the subtle changes that we have gradually lost the ability to perceive. And as humans continue to build more advanced technology, more sensitive instruments, and more precise prediction systems, nature continues to remind us of something very simple. The Earth has always been speaking. The question is not whether it speaks. The question is who is still able to listen. And long before humans developed the science to understand earthquakes, some living creatures may have already been listening all along. Not with machines, not with equations, but with life itself.